Hello again. In this video, we will talk about keywords. Keyword arguments are useful because they make it more simple for you to remember which argument is used with which parameter. And as always, we will have a look at an example. So we will take a look at a function which prints a simple greeting. The function is here described for you in the text. I have this example here ready in my Visual Studio code. And how this function works, it prints first it prints person1 parameter first, then some word, then some word specified as an argument, and finally specifies to whom this word was spoken to. So we can run this example to see what the output is. So here I print the result of my function. So if I use function greeting with person1 being Mark, person2 being Tom, and the word spoken from one person to the other being hello, then I get the output Mark says hello to Tom. How it works, we use a specific method on strings here inside the function. Basically, you can define a string. We will discuss this more deeply in the strings notebook, in the strings section chapter, but here, just briefly for you to understand, you can write a string, and if something in the string should be replaced by the current value stored inside a variable, for instance, a person1 variable, then you can use these curly brackets and specify number. So number 0 refers, you can input as many arguments as you want here in the format call, and so this 0th argument will be used in this place in the string. This first argument will be used here, and this second argument, it's a third argument, but in Python we count from 0, so this is 0th variable, this is first variable, and this is second variable, which will be used inside this string. So yeah, this is how it works. I can show you in inline mode some other examples. So for instance, if I write something like this, that my x is equal to, let's say, right now Mateusz, and then I create a string the lecture is given by, and then use something like this, format and x, then I should get the string the lecture is given by Mateusz. If I change the value of variable now to Piotr, then and use the same line of code as before, now the lecture will be given by Piotr. And as you can see, as I already told you, if I want to have two variables, then I can do it like this. And here I don't have to use variable. I can even write a string directly here. So for instance, like this works as well. The lecture is given by Piotr and Mateusz right now. So yeah, this is the method format for strings. So here we simply create a function which takes three arguments, which has 3 parameters, and these parameters in then used inside this string to create a string which is result of this function call. And what happens here is I use this function call to create a greeting. Let's exit the inline mode to create a greeting. Mark says hello to Tom. What might happen if you have more complicated functions than this is that you want to use this function somewhere later in the code. Or for some reason you have worked on this code, I don't know, a month ago or something, and you don't see the definition of function explicitly because, I don't know, you've imported this function. Then just looking at this code does not tell you which argument is which. So there is a way in Python where you can explicitly say to someone reading your code which argument should be assigned to which parameter, and you simply do it like this. So basically you tell Python that person1 should equal to Mark, person2 should equal to Tom, and word should equal to hello. If I run this script now, you can see that I get exactly the same output as before. What is even more interesting about using keywords with arguments is that now if you are using keywords, you can specify arguments in any order you want. You just have to tell Python to which arguments you are referring to. So right now, if I save this script, look at in the definition of the function, person1 was first, person2 was second, and word was third. Here everything is in different order, but if I run this script right now, I still get the same result because Python I have told Python that this argument should be assigned to person2, this to word, and this to person1. Python won't realize it on its own. If I delete these keywords from here, you will see that my output will be different. If I save this like this right now, then the output is Tom says Mark to hello. Because what happened here is Python treats this as person1, this as person2, and this as a word. So you cannot expect Python to realize that, hey, this is hello and this is Mark, so this is a person. No, Python treats them just as strings, and you have to be explicit what is what. One final thing to note here is that you can decide to specify some of the arguments as keyword arguments, and some of them do not you might not want to specify like this. So first you have to write arguments which you do not want to specify as keyword arguments, and then you have to follow this order which you have in the definition. So right now Tom will be a person1, and then you can start, and then after you are finished with arguments which you do not want to specify with keywords, you can start assigning other arguments. So let's say we want to assign word hello to word parameter, and we have assigned person1, we have word, and now we have to assign a value to person2 parameter. So person2, let's say person2 will be Mark. If we run this, we should get a different output maybe than before, but I probably did not save the file. Yeah, okay, everything is fine. So as you can see, before we had an issue because the order was it didn't make sense. Now person 1 is Tom, so we get the output Tom says hello. So Python sees that the word is hello to person 2, and person 2 is Mark. So if you want to get the same uh, uh, output as we had in the beginning, then we just have to switch person 1 with person 2, and now we have the same output as before. So basically Mark says hello to Tom. One important thing here is that let's see what happens if we try to assign again something to person 1. We should get an error. And as you can see, we get a type error. Greeting function got multiple values for argument person 1. Why did this happened? Well, because first we try to assign value Mark to person 1 parameter. This happens here because first argument is assigned to first parameter, and then we try to assign some other value to this parameter. And Python does not know which one it should choose, so we cannot do stuff like this. So make sure to choose just one option. Either assign a value to a parameter using without keywords or using keywords. Don't try to do both at the same time. Okay, so this summarizes keyword arguments. And in the next video, we will discuss this second subsection of section 4, namely default parameters. So thank you for your attention, and see you in the next video.